It's raining and I guess it's melting a lot of the snow. There's a lot of people stranded outside too because they weren't expecting a transit strike, which I'll talk about in a bit later. But with that in mind, what did I read today? How about this one? Lots of, I guess, news about things like drone hardware for different types of applications. This one says, new robotic solution for installing bird diverters on overhead power lines. According to this, it says the Mini LineFly is a revolutionary unmanned system that automatically and precisely installs PLP's bird flight diverters on overhead lines, helping to significantly reduce safety concerns for line workers while also exponentially increasing project efficiency. The Mini LineFly accurately places PLP bird flight diverters at predetermined intervals, maximizing the performance to help safeguard wildlife from accidental contact with power lines. The critical wildlife protection device reduces the probability of unintended bird collisions by enhancing line visibility, helping to protect diverse avian species and mitigate potential costly and problematic power outages. The first implementations of robotically installed PLP bird flight diverters took place during the recent High Banks Wind project in Kansas. Nearly 15,000 bird diverters were installed using robotics along with 75 miles of 345 kV transmission lines spanning Marshall Republic and Washington counties. So that's kind of interesting. I know when it comes to topics like power lines, it reminds me of the story of last year where that lady, if you remember, was saying, oh, there's this drone spying on her naked and all that. And it was so far away near the power lines. That was my first assumption. Shouldn't it just be something like a work drone? Who in the world would fly something that humongous to spy on people? And sure enough, it was like a power company drone, yet the person still was in, I guess, an aggressive state of mind saying, oh, I'm gonna take this down and so forth regardless. It's one of those situations too, again, where I guess people just can't admit it when they're wrong in that regards, but either way, you will see more drones, I suppose, being used in these types of applications, probably around people and stuff too. And with that thought of drones being around people, this will be a common sight as well, I would imagine in the future, drones delivering medical supplies, or in this case, I guess, blood. This one says, Shenzhen launches China's first blood delivery platform powered by drones. Shenzhen, China's tech hub in Guangdong province, unveiled the country's first blood transportation drone platform on Friday to facilitate the delivery of blood samples around the city in minutes. The move, spearheaded by Shenzhen Blood Center in collaboration with China Telecom's Shenzhen branch, marks a significant leap in ensuring the swift, efficient delivery of life-saving supplies. On Friday, against the backdrop of Shenzhen's skyline, a drone carrying samples embarked on a crucial mission from the Shenzhen Blood Center in the Shenzhen Traditional Chinese Medicine Hospital. The maiden flight showcased the integration of 5G technology and artificial intelligence. Longwu District People's Hospital and the 8th affiliated hospital of Sun Yat-sen University. 4 additional routes are planned and more medical institutions will be covered in the future, said Ning Li, head of Shenzhen Blood Center. I suppose this relates to that topic of how various companies are trying to be the first or trying to win the tech race when it comes to using drones for everyday life or just being high tech, I guess, for military use too. I would imagine China would have the advantage just because so many people use their hardware when it comes to drone products, but I guess we'll see because in many ways too, for various places, it comes down to regulations and people being able to, I guess, innovate. Best example, that US company Zipline had to go elsewhere to do their operations, and like now it seems like a lot of companies are using them once they gain their experience elsewhere and stuff like that. So I guess regulations are a big issue as well for people to use stuff like this. And today there were a lot of people stranded waiting for the buses. You're wondering what is going on? There's no snow, so that couldn't be the issue. Apparently there's a strike going on and it affects more than just buses. According to all this, the C bus was also canceled today as well. Apparently there was an ultimatum of sort where if the union didn't get their way within a certain time yesterday, they will all go on strike and discontinue service, and that's exactly what happened. Like this one says, there is no bus and C bus services due to ongoing job action at CNBC by CUPE 4500. SkyTrain, WCE, and HandyDart service not expected to be impacted. That's actually one of the questions too, whether or not things like SkyTrains will actually go down afterwards too. And a little bit more details in terms of this, I guess, job action from the two perspectives. It says Coast Mountain Bus Company is currently in negotiation for a new collective bargaining agreement with CUPE Local 4500, the union that represents approximately 180 transit supervisors. We want to keep our customers informed on the latest development as they happen so they can plan ahead. That's one of the controversial things too, because people actually didn't get much notice. A lot of people just woke up and they're like, what's going on? They have no form of transportation. There's services, for example, I guess like Uber drivers charging an arm and a leg. That must be good for them, like doing business right now. It says, what this currently means for you. The strike by CNBC's union has resulted in a complete shutdown of the CNBC bus and C-bus services. These services are expected to resume on Wednesday, January 24, 2024. Customers should arrange alternate travel plans if they typically rely on bus and C-bus to get around. So how about the other side of the story, I guess, in terms of what the company says? So this was their statement. It says, despite our best efforts to reach a compromise with CUPE Local 4500, the union representing supervisors at CNBC has refused to adjust its demand for wage increases that are more than the wage increases accepted by all other unions at CNBC and countless other public sector. Over the weekend, Coast Mountain Bus Company joined a mediator in an effort to reach an agreement with CUPE Local 4500. CNBC offered increased overtime pay, improved benefits, and committed to hiring more supervisors. Unfortunately, the union again refused the improved offer. This is unacceptable and unreasonable. I was actually just reading a bit about it in terms of what exactly they wanted. It was something like they wanted a 20% increase or something like that, and at the same time in terms of overtime, they don't want any overtime at all. And the other side I was hearing before, they were saying they didn't even want to negotiate with them, so it's just one of those he said, she said thing. But let's see how this pans out, I suppose. A topic that came up too because of this, which is kind of true, you've often seen like those ads that tell people ditch the car, use public transit and all that as your primary form of transportation. But as you can see here, I don't think you can rely on it 100% if just like that. People could be stranded for days and who knows, maybe weeks, although they say it should be back up in a few days or so. At the same time, it makes you think too of that topic. In the future, some people say no one will own their own vehicle and all that. It makes you wonder, is that a wise idea where someone else could just turn it off and then you will be stuck? Wow, I have some luck. It's actually not raining on this spot here. See you guys later.